had to find a way to send it to Nicole via her text. It wasn't through
Oh, I see. Thank you very, very much, because this is Wave Your Grades, Saturday, April 2nd. Wave Your Grades is a program emanating from Kansas City, Missouri, the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center on KUAW.org, a program that is honoring our veterans and troops and the excellence of our students. Valencia brought us our very special guest once again on a first Saturday, and let me first welcome Valencia Broadus. Thank you for being with us, and I think you might have a young guest or two who will join us soon.
Absolutely. Good morning, Mr. Boyd. Good morning, Mr. Walker. And we have Nicole E. Ms. Erstry, who's hanging out with us today. I see she definitely is here with us, and whenever she would like to, she can open up her screen, just say hi, wave at us if she will. One of the things that's been just real exciting happening is our young leaders, Ms. Nicole and some of the students we've worked with. They have had an exciting couple of weeks. They had a financial Jeopardy competition that was pretty exciting. And then they went on HBCU tours, pretty exciting. And then they had a week, some of the other students, they also had a week of just going around Kansas City, having a Kansas City Business Innovation Tour, visiting businesses, visiting hospitals, visiting courts.
Yes.
Just a whole lot of stuff.
Thank you very much, and please forgive my interruption, but there is something that I want to do before we get into myriad topic. As a matter of fact, we could talk for a while about things that are going on, but if you will allow me to express blessings to your family, and if you would like our Zoom participants to understand why I said that, you might. And if it is sufficient that I said that, then they can understand that it is something important. But do you mind giving us an update or report?
No, I don't at all.
Thank you.
And one of the reasons I think it's really important that what I'm about to share here is, Mr. Boyd for years has really shared that it's important as things are happening in our communities for people to bad things that are happening. Our radio family mayor, I remember August 1st, 2020. My grandson Alante, he was murdered, gun violence, senseless, did nothing, was just in a place minding his own business and doing what young people do, enjoying themselves and doing music and stuff like that. And so, but the shooter, we had the trial on this whole week. So this whole week we've been in trial, his mom, me, everyone. And no one saw him. No one could identify him. But there was so much information. People saw a person do it. They saw the gun, they saw everything, but they couldn't identify that person's face because he was so covered. He came there with an intent to kill somebody.
Oh no.
So he could get into some other gangs or whatever. So, but with that though, so everybody this whole year and a half, they've been afraid to speak. They have been afraid because we might be afraid too. The person, they didn't know where he went to, where he was or anything. And if they speak, they might be killed next because it really was random. It was, and so with all of that though, our prosecutors did an amazing job at following up on all tips, all everything. They continued for this whole year just to really make sure that they put all the pieces of the puzzle together to make sure that not only did he get caught, but that they had all the evidence, everything in place. And if the witnesses had not have come forward this week, I'm telling you, he may have got away with it. Because even though they saw the shoes and the this and the that, if nobody could say I saw the person wearing those things. With that, I was there and I saw it. Two people finally they came forward and they were there and they saw it and they weren't afraid. Two young people too. That boy's going away. He got convicted of first degree murder for the murder of my grandson, but also the jury, because the witnesses were so credible and they were strong and they believed and they could tell. He got 99 years, the max. There was no
Wow.
question. There was no question that once the witnesses came forth and so it said what they really saw. Um, so, and Ms. Nicole, she's a future attorney, and so that's why I like talking with her about some of these things as well. It's important that our prosecutor did a good job. The defense did her job and represented the person, the guy she had to. But our family, my daughter, it was her only son. Alante was a great kid. His coach
Yes.
came, his best friend came. People, they just said, shouldn't have happened. It did. But we also got a whole lot of relief in just hearing everybody that was also there for character for Alante. Because sometimes it's like, well, if a kid or a grown person is where something bad happened, what did they do? What did they do? All those things. That's hurtful to a family when he didn't do anything, but because of that happens too. So for us, everybody just came through and just said, no, Alante was a great kid. He led other
Yes.
people, he inspired other people, because that was a big part. Because it's like, there was no reason, but we still had to do that. But jury had to also hear about the victim. Sometimes the victims are on trial in these things too, unfortunately. And so we got a lot of comfort, some relief, reminders of how great my grandson is, and all that we poured into him to be the best he can be. And up until the day he left, he was inspiring other young people. And the coaches said it, everybody said it. Monte was the one who was always telling everybody else, hey, do this, be great, go to school, do this, do this. Other people said, catch our dreams and make them grow. He was a smart kid, SMART. And so, anyway, we are happy
Praise God.
that the process worked and that those witnesses, they didn't see themselves being a snitch. They saw themselves being the witnesses that helping justice to happen. So, I'm done with this. With all. We're happy.
Thank you so very, very much. And it is a conversation that I would love to engage in, as much as you use the word happy, that you're satisfied with the verdict.
Yes.
The family has some degree of comfort, but even as much as I would love to follow that line of conversation, it is important to me that you be allowed that comfort without having to continually revisit. And blessings to you and your family. And that example is going to live, from your description, with a lot of people for a long time, and in memory of Alante in terms of what they're going to do with their lives. So thank you for the courage and willingness to share with us. And again, God bless you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you.
We were talking about, and by the way, Nicole, please join us at any point. We would like to at least check your volume and have you check in and say hello and whatever else you would like to say, Nicole Ursery.
Yes, hello.
Hello
How
to
you guys
you.
doing?
Hello.
Yeah. I just want to say congratulations for them finding him and putting him in jail. Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
Well, let me tell you, Nicole, that Attorney Valencia and I have had a conversation in which we suggested there might be a thing or two that we would discuss on this day that is important to young people your age. And we cannot avoid Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination for the Supreme Court. It's very difficult to avoid Chris Rock and Will Smith. Oftentimes we suspect that young people are not concerned about what is going on in Ukraine. I am a member of the VFW Auxiliary at Post 8100 in Grandview, and they have some essay contests, that kind of thing coming up. And there are things just on your mind. So Attorney Valencia Broaddus, I'm going to ask you to kind of take it from there, but among those topics and others that I have neglected, what are some things that are important to us for our Zoomists on this day?
Or maybe the last 15, 20 minutes, I will want you to please kind of join us in picture. And so, I know sometimes you
Yes,
get
ma'am.
ready. Yeah, I mean, when you're ready, but when
Okay.
we immediately, but we'll want you to, just so we can see your awesomeness and the way that you
Please.
because you're elegant.
Yes.
So I just want to let you know that you're elegant. But let's start with essays. So one of the things that I think is important, a lot of scholarship opportunities have come out. And so a lot of the scholarships, as they're just presenting themselves, I know we're not a senior yet, Ms. Nicole isn't yet, but we're wanting to, we talked in class, before in our class when we're together, it's on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, that beginning to get good at writing the essays, because a lot of the small ones and the big money ones, they want you to give them an essay.
Yes.
So I think it'd be great if we could maybe get Ms. Nicole, myself, and others to practice with the essay that you're talking about, Mr. Boyd. At least it gives us something to practice on. But it's great to tell people, well, hey, do this, write that, write that. But we need something to practice on. So tell us, if you will, Mr. Boyd, a little bit more about the essay, so that then we can talk about maybe what we might say, and then we'll write it later. We will write it later.
Okay, now, let me, in fact, I hope that you can see this, but if you cannot see this very well, I will tell you what this is. This is the book, Morning Messages, which is really a calendar, as it were. This has our messages for students across the USA, your Students for Boots message for this day, and Michelle Guy's Purpose Publishing allowed me to make the calendar a book, 366 captions. I'll give you an example for April 2nd, since our caption for today is, after battlefields torn and shaken, your excellence is worth all they've taken. Or, if you look at yesterday's, April 1st, you cannot look in a hero's eyes and explain being a student who never tries. Now, there are 366. The VFW Post 8100 and the VFW Post 8100 Auxiliary have young people participate in essay contests about various subjects, not at this point coming from this book, but I learned that they also have art contests. Those are two separate contests. What I want to propose is an essay art contest, either rendered by one person or two persons in partnership. That is, to take one of the captions. Here's April 26th. Always be proud of our school colors. If they stand for excellence, they blend with red, white, and blue. And what I am asking a young person to do is select any one of the 366 captions and make a determination that they can do a drawing, they can do a charcoal, they can do a clay piece, whatever it is artistically that depicts that particular caption. That is a wonderful art competition. Now I'm asking that that person or a literary partner now affix an essay that explains the art relative to the caption. Now, Valencia brought us in as much as you have brought us the Smart Club. I know that we know some young people who are talented enough to just do both. They will do the art rendering and write the essay. However, what I would like for the rules of the contest to do is to say, you may not be a great artist, but you may be a great writer. So you do the writing, find a partner who will do the artwork and submit that rendering and that essay.
Now, I'm going to go to Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole, is there anybody on our team, on our Block 37 team, that we think could definitely be in a partnership to do an art essay compilation? Is there anybody we can think of real quick?
Kasaya.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And then
So,
who
yeah.
might be able to write an essay?
Yeah, she might be able to write an essay.
No, but she can do the art. But since she needs a partner to do the essay, who else do we
I
need?
can do it, or
You could.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Yes, ma'am, because you're a good writer. And so what we could do, Miss Nicole, and tell me what you think, we could definitely, because you will have class tomorrow, and then of course we'll have class Tuesday. We'll have class tomorrow with Mr. Coleman. We'll have class Tuesday with me, and then that's where you'll get your benefits for being on here with me, and I appreciate you so much to come
Praise God.
But we could on Tuesday, because then we could talk a little more offline, you and I. We could present this to Miss Kasaya and anyone else who may want to do some art. But I think that what I want to make sure that you know is because you are here, you're coming on the radio show.
Yes.
I do want to definitely give you the opportunity to be the first person to say, I want to do it. Because Mr. Boyd, with the competitions, are there prizes or anything?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And what I am going to recommend is there be graded prizes so that there is a first prize, second prize, a third prize.
Okay.
However, it may get deeper than that because I would love to have a depiction per month. So that if there are enough young people participating, we might have a January winner, a February winner, a March winner, all the way to December, so that if we take these captions and make a calendar as well as a book, and the calendar has a rendering for the different months, it would come from these young people participating in the essay arts contest.
Absolutely.
But
Okay, Mr. Coleman, tell you a thought. Because, of course, we're going to be going to law school one day soon. One of the things that is exciting, not just for us doing this now, maybe winning, recognition and awards, rewards, is you're going to be able to say, I am published, which would be great for future scholarships.
yes.
Which is going to be right, which is going to be great for just school applications, which is going to be great for your job opportunities. And so that's what I'm just sharing. I'm putting that out there because that's what we would do with it. We would make sure of course, anything that you write and all that, we'll get it published, meaning because it'll publish here. We also would be able to, with your permission, if
Mm-hmm.
say I like it a lot, we'll make sure that we get it in, the local newspapers as your submissions. Because again, the more that you're published, people see your name. Then later
Yes,
on, when you do your resume, you can say, I'm published, I've been in this paper, that paper. That looks
that's
so
right.
great when you're applying for schools and scholarships. So what do you think? What do you think, Miss Nicole?
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay. Mr. Boyd, we're gonna do it. You'll let us know more the rules. The monthly sounds cool, because that way
Thank
we get
you.
chances to submit and compete with others a lot, and we can help. Our Block 37 team can help organize and all that stuff, and
Wow, this
keep
is
them connected.
this is so wonderful because I will take it back to the VFW Auxiliary, of which I am a member, and I will be able to play for them this conversation. Now, Nicole, in case you did not know it already, and I pray that we help our young people to know how important you are, but just in case I am questioned about the merits of such a contest, I have the opportunity now to play back a statement from Nicole Essery, who is it a sophomore? What are you a 10th grader?
Yes, I'm a sophomore. Yes.
Imagine this, that I am being validated by someone who is young enough who can say that you are interested, because someone my age, the question will always be, that's great that you're enthusiastic, but will young people buy into it? And I am able to say to that auxiliary, please listen to the words of this young lady who would be one of our participants. Now, with that, I cannot thank you enough. And then to have Attorney Valencia brought us, by the way, I'm going to play these recordings now because Valencia brought us suggested a partnership. So that lends credibility to my efforts as well. And believe me, you will have a progress report before the end of the day, Tuesday, so that I will have
Mm-hmm.
Monday to explore. And
Okay.
wow, I can say thank you, thank you, thank you, and move on from
Yay.
there.
And Miss Nicole, I'll have two thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we talked about how being able to, you guys, you're already working, you're doing some stuff, with retreat marketing, all types of stuff. You're learning different things. And so imagine with radio and the newspaper and eventually TV, because we're going to be seeing what we can do for some TV over the summer. I know you said you want to work, with us if we do stuff over the summer. And so with all of that, then we'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to kind of turn some of this into your summer job for pay.
Ooh,
And remember, we talked about that because with the BEU and the Smart Career Club, we always, employ youth over the summer. And so we're basically creating what our job will be because we always just want to do projects. What can we
Mm-hmm.
do that's a project that's fun? And so we'll do newspaper, we'll do some radio. I'm thinking about even Mr. Boyd had said maybe I could do a radio show with I'm at least look into it. So
yes,
believe I haven't forgotten, Boyd. I didn't forget.
please don't
But the students,
forget.
for me, the students have to be interested too, or without my students helping me to, do radio and all that stuff, it's cool, but it ain't the same. But those are types of jobs that we try to create so that it's
Yeah.
good, fun, and that we're really telling people how great you guys are. For example, you went on the HBCU tour
Oh,
this
yeah.
for a week, and can you tell us? I mean, anything you want to tell us about how great it was, or something you learned, or you visited several colleges. So tell us anything that you want us to know about your experience, please.
Okay. First, can I start with the project thing? Can I say something
Oh
about
yes,
that
yes.
first?
Yo, you can say anything you want to. Yep.
Okay, so about the project thing, I know most of us that's in retreat, most of us that go to the job, we want to actually do that for the summer. Like we wanted
Okay.
to keep going during the summer. So, we asked Miss Joy Marie, we asked the boss, and she said right now, like it's nothing they can do for the summer. So we just like, we think like, can we do a fundraiser or anything so we can still get paid in the summertime? And then for the college HBCU, it was good. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I might for the one I really liked was the one in Florida, the college in Florida.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I just liked it there.
Wow, is that
Mm,
Florida A&M?
I think it was Florida State. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
that's
Now,
good.
Nicole, I appreciate your giving that report, and I would want you to please keep in mind where KUAW.org is concerned. Louis George
Mhm.
Walker, the gentleman you have met, who is responsible for KUAW.org, and I would want you to know that when it comes to making recommendations, when you are searching for those summer opportunities and or beyond, believe
Mhm.
me, on my stationery, I am ready to write a recommendation that is appropriate to what you're doing.
Okay. Thank you.
And I thank you so very very much. And to lend credibility to it, I think that Brother Walker and having his partnership with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, having his endorsement also is uh, is important. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to participate.
Thank you.
Amen. That's good. And I definitely heard when you said if you guys could, you'd like to stay there at retreats for pay. So
Yeah.
we'll work on again the paid thing, because I think that's the piece, is working with and get paid.
Yes.
Whether it's with us and get paid or there and get paid, we want to make sure that we're able to of course get you wherever you can be for pay. And so let's
Yes.
definitely, and we'll talk offline about that, because that's what we offer as well. But if we can
Mhm.
find a way that you just kind of stay there and keep going, then, you know, and we have stuff out in class, that's the good part too. So I mean, I'm excited to hear, you know,
Yeah.
that piece, and that you're willing to fundraise or do whatever to help keep that going, because that means that you're enjoying the work. That's what's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Good, good, good.
Let me also compliment you, Attorney Broadus, for your guidance and direction and the need for our young people to feel confident when they pursue pay. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes there are young people, as a matter of fact, sometimes older, who are reluctant to ask for getting paid for their worth. And we seem to think there is some merit by saying, oh, I want to do this, but oh, I don't want to get paid now. Don't worry, I don't want to. No,
You won't.
you are worth your hire. You should get paid, and we should be mindful of the importance of that. And from an
Right.
economic perspective, it's not getting any easier in these times. So that is not just a suggestion, that is imperative. So thank you for that leadership, Attorney Broadus. And before we go to the next item for discussion, let me remind those who are with us that this is Waive Your Grades. This program is asking American students to strive for excellence in honor of our troops. And we are blessed to have the Nicole Urseries of our society with us, because you are the example of those who serve like to look to say that they don't serve in vain. Coming to you every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m., KUAW.org. It is at this time in the program that I ask if he would, Louis George Walker, to let all of those who are with us know how to access the program, how to pick it up later, because as I say, I want to play it back to my group, and a little bit about what KUAW.org is and the relationship with W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. Here is Louis George Walker.
All right, hello, yes. This is Louis George Walker, and I just want to say that thank you for joining and listening to Wave Your Grades with Carl Boyd and Valencia's Brothers as a co-host today. But this is always a station that you can pick up some of the latest and the greatest information on. This is KUAW Radio. KUAW Radio is a part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association that's in partnership with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, and that we broadcast 24 hours a day. You can pick us up on your Google or Amazon smart speaker. Just tell it to play KUAW Radio and we'll be on there. Or you can also go to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter page while we're doing a live broadcast, and you can see us. And if you want to pick up any of the past shows, just go to our YouTube or our Facebook page. You can get this show. It'll be up in about 30 minutes, and you'll be able to download it. Also, you can get us on the audio only on the TuneIn app, Get Me Radio app, Radio Garden, and My Online Radio Box. So be sure and search for KUAW. Go to our website, www.kuaw.org, and you can pick us up. Thank you, and keep listening to KUAW Radio.
Thank you so very, very much. On Saturday, April 2nd, our very special guest, Attorney Valencia Broaddus. And Attorney Valencia Broaddus having the pleasure of Nicole Ursery and having met Nicole Tebbis and having had conversations with Paris Holly and thinking back about Heaven Hart and Jasmine and Jocelyn and all and these young ladies, and I am saying young ladies for a particular reason. I think that Nicole Ursery has likely heard of Ketanji Brown Jackson, and I am interested from Attorney Valencia Broaddus and Attorney Valencia Broaddus and Nicole Ursery, how you are viewing and what you think about the confirmation hearings for Supreme Court Justice of Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I'll start.
Thank you.
I think it's been amazing that she's qualified. So there's no questions about that, her qualifications and all of that. She's qualified for this position, but now as she is there, she's continuing to be, was continuing to be dissected on all the different things that have nothing to do with her qualifications, for this job. And so I had sent something to him. Someone sent it to me. I sent it to my daughter, and it just reminded me, and that's why I sent it to my daughter, is that sometimes as people of color, women of color, even though we can have more credentials, we can have more degrees, more everything, and be super qualified, but sometimes it's still a continual effort to show that we are not competent, or that this is not for us, or that we're not ready. And so that to me was just so sad that they were doing that. But it was awesome to watch her gracefulness.
Yes.
As no matter what happened, she just kept her poker face and was like,
Thank you, Senator.
She thought about it, whatever they said, and she paused, and she just answered the question gracefully and waited for the next one, because it's coming.
Yes.
And so sometimes, because it's coming, it's just, how do you get mentally ready over your life for these adversities. You know, I mean, they weren't attacking her physically, but they were just saying things, basically saying, "You're not qualified. We ain't voting for you. We don't care." You know,
Right.
and she's just like, "I'm here. I belong here." And I'm going to do a great job because I know my job. I know what to do. I know the law. I know the boundaries. I know it all. And so she just kept nicely saying, "I know what to do," and it was great.
I think so too. And I was just curious as to whether or not a young lady who is a sophomore in high school has heard anything about this and whether or not you have an opinion.
I have not heard nothing about this. Like, I'm kind of confused right now, but yeah, I haven't heard nothing about it. But listen to Miss V is I'm kind of learning a little bit about it.
Well,
Off of what she,
I'm sorry, go ahead. Thi-
I was just gonna say off of what she just said, I learned a little bit about it.
Excellent, because that is one of the things that will happen just by association when you are with Attorney Valencia Broadus because of her vast knowledge on a number of different subjects. I would be curious, Nicole, as to whether or not you and your schoolmates have heard anything about the Will Smith, Chris Rock encounter at the Oscars.
Yes, yeah, everybody heard about that at school.
Do you have any thoughts on it?
I feel like he should have never did that on national TV. I think he should have waited, and I think he should have came at him a better way because they were friends. So I feel like it could have been a better way he could have came about it, and then also I feel like Chris Rock didn't have to say that either though, because that hurted Jada. It hurted her feelings. So, and I'm pretty sure other people with her condition, I'm pretty sure they upset about it too.
Without a doubt. Attorney Broadus, any comments?
I do. My thought has been when we look at, just we're always trying to stop the violence. And so when we have, for me, when we have a situation where you have all these adult professional people that are there on stage in this space, and that there was no physical harm that could have come to Will Smith, and that he actually he was sitting, which means he had a moment to think about it
Thank
and
you.
decide what he was going to do or not, and that somewhere in there, after it happened, then he laughed, and then then he said what he said, but then after that, he still got up out of his seat. He walked steps to go all the way up, knowing that he's on camera,
Yes.
to actually hit this other man. And, Will Smith, he really could be in jail for assault right now. So why, for me, why do things and take that risk of having everything again taken away from you because of a decision that you made not to control your emotions? So I was just in my mind, I'm like, so we're saying that violence is okay. We're saying it wasn't like they were in front of each other, so it's a split second. There were a lot of seconds that he walked up there, and everyone thought it was a skit.
Yes.
Actually,
Yes.
I know I did when I saw it. I thought it was a skit,
Me
but
too.
no. And then he went, sat back down, the no apology, and I even understand about it may have hurt, Jada Smith's feelings. I just kept thinking, what message are we sending? That's how we handle conflict. And so to me, it was a lot of wow. And that then even after that, no apology, no nothing, that he still got to stand there, be there. And we did hear later though that he was actually asked to leave, And he said no. Not only did he say no, because he wanted to stay and get his reward. He wanted to stay and get his trophy. You know,
Yes.
so it's like, really, it was all really interesting. And then the mental health piece, I'll come to in a moment, but because obviously something going on with Will Smith, something going on with him,
Yes.
you know.
I think it was very interesting that just a few years ago, he was allowed to make a presentation at the Grammys. And as he was about to present the nominees for Best Rapper, Best Rap Artists, he said, now when you come up to get this award, I don't want to hear all of this first giving honor to God, and you have all of this vitriol and profanity in your raps. So that his criticism was that the example that you're setting is not consistent with your acceptance speech. So he brings us to Matthew 7:1, judge not lest ye be judged. Because the very people he judged at that time now see him, and as you said, and this is attorney Valencia brought us, you know what premeditation is. You know the difference between assault and battery. You know what it means to have enough time, and then to say you refuse to leave, that you are not going anywhere with that profanity-laced comment. It makes me mindful of two things. One of those is you have subjected yourself to criticism, and you took that whole ceremony produced by black folks for the first time in another direction. And yet, Nicole Ursery, and yet Attorney Valencia brought us, Carl Boyd has to be careful about judging too. So if his apology was truly an act of contrition, I don't know, but if he meant it when he said he apologizes to Academy, he apologizes to Chris Rock, my prayer is the first thing he did was apologize to Jada because he seemed to be taking her lead and yet made it worse. Then I'm going to say, okay, I accept the apology, and as Chris Rock, whose stock rose by millions, said, let it move on, then I suspect that I guess we should try to do that. But
However,
please,
remember that a lot of the young people that
Come
were
on.
trying to, you know,
yes,
but they've seen it, and they saw no consequences, no anything. It's like, well,
Ooh,
yeah,
good
that's how you
point.
handle it. Somebody say something wrong, you go smack them. We've been trying to say no, that's not what we do.
You know what?
I mean,
That is so good. That is so true. When I say I can accept his apology, the lesson, and thank you for reminding me, the lesson is apology accepted, but there are consequences to your actions. So thank you for reminding me.
I think he should go on a message tour to some young people about this really is not the way. And he needs to apologize to, parents. A lot of people, we look at him and his movies, everything. And I'm not saying I take nothing away from him, no Oscars or nothing like that. I don't think I don't do nothing like that. But because, like all the other athletes, everybody, we always saying, what you're doing, everybody's watching, So I think he needs to go out and take this message.
Yes.
And he has said it. Hey, it was inappropriate, blah, blah, blah. I think he needs to do more to talk to the young people.
You know what?
Because-
Yes. What would be absolutely, and I would not be surprised if someone, of course, has already talked to him about it, but going on a speaking tour that includes an apology, but doing it gratis, making sure that he does this free of charge. And by the way, without an awful lot of publicity. Enough publicity for someone to be able to say that he's doing this, but not taking it to use, but taking it to teach. So I would pray that a Will Smith would speak to Attorney Valencia Broaddus, but even more so to Nicole Ursery. And as we move closer to the end of the hour, I wanted to make sure that Nicole Ursery and Valencia Broaddus had an opportunity to talk about what's on your mind and what is important to those who are with us.
And will you turn your camera on now for us, Mr. Cole? Please.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank
You're
you.
just so beautiful. You're really sweet. Awesome
Now you're
you
talking.
are. Hi, awesome lady.
Hey.
Now talk to us, please. And just let us see your beautifulness. And 'cause you are amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You're
So you said talk about anything that's on our mind, right?
things on your mind.
I really don't know. I want to graduate early.
Ooh,
I talked to the principal about that. Yeah, that's all I'm really focused on is graduation right now, and make sure I keep a good job.
now when you say graduate early, how early can you graduate? If
Well, right now it's just a year early.
yes. Well, you say
Yeah.
just, but that's significant. That's what do you have to do to be able to do that?
All I need is more credits because at my school, I think at every high school you have to have community service hours, and I got all my community service hours, so I just need probably a year worth of more credits to graduate early.
Now that sounds like a lot of work. So it sounds also like you're up for it. Now, if Nicole Ursery graduated early, would you be interested in attending an historically black college or university?
Yes,
Do you
definitely.
already know which one?
Yes, the one in Florida, the HBCU
Okay.
in Florida.
Okay.
Well, you definitely told us you were impressed with it, but you would like to go there. That's outstanding.
Yes.
Okay. And I know on site they did things like, but I know we weren't of age yet, but
Mhm.
I wasn't there, so I don't know. Because you really want to go there, did they give, well, what they do, as you may already know, Mr. Boyd, when they go to the HBCU tours, they actually on site, they'll let you apply and give you acceptance and scholarships
Oh.
and everything.
Okay.
But it's the seniors they give it to, but did they
Yeah.
talk to you about it a little bit, Ms. Nicole?
Yeah, they definitely did. But since I'm only a sophomore, I know one girl at one of the colleges, she got a full ride, like right then and there. She got a full
Wow.
ride
Get out of here. How did she
because
manage
she wanted
that?
to play volleyball.
Oh.
I think she just talked to him. They say in like every college we went to, they always say it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So it's like you have to be social. You have to reach out and take that extra step to talk to people, get them scholarships. They say no matter if it's a scholarship for $20, $50, because it's all gonna add up. So just accept them and yeah.
Good.
That is
Good.
so good. Do you
Yeah.
get an opportunity to advise your friends at all? You are so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
She's good.
We talked to them. We last week when I came back to school, I told everybody how it was and how they should go. Yeah, we talked.
That
So
is,
we'll be planning for them to go again next year, and because she's gonna
Mhm.
graduate early, we're gonna make
yes.
sure that we help you get that full ride, whatever you want, whatever you
Yeah.
want.
That
Yes.
is,
Thank you.
that is so wonderful. You are to be congratulated and encouraged
Thank
to
you.
keep on keeping on. That is absolutely fantastic. As we
Thank
come
you.
towards the end of today's program, Attorney Valencia Broaddus, anything on your mind for us?
No, I'm excited about getting young people just ready for the end of the school year. but also into summer jobs, because that's what we got to start now, getting them not just summer jobs, but the payment for it. So like Mr. Cole said, they like where they are, so we want to make sure that
Ooh, this
them
is
and then a lot of other young people we're going to help find jobs for, and wherever they want to be, we always try to really match their with Smart Career Club, we try to match their career interest with the job they'll do over the summer. And so I think if there's some ways we can, for Ms. Nicole, see how maybe at Restart or whatever, she could maybe talk with the legal department. I mean, doing some things
Yeah.
so you're where you are, but that we really want to start saying, okay, if this is, your career goal, no matter where you work, we got to match it so that you're seeing the people in those corporations that do
Yeah.
career goal stuff you like. So that's where we focus on, especially in the summers. We focus heavily on career match internships. So we'll talk about it. I promise, Ms. Nicole.
Okay.
In there or wherever you want to be, we're going to help make sure that you get the money. But through FEC, other places, they all have internships and they
Yeah.
pay. We just got to connect you to everything now to make sure that there's no challenges when it's time. When summer comes,
Thank
we
you.
need you to
Yeah.
roll on into it. Here it is. Let's go.
Praise God. Now, let me
Yep.
ask Attorney Valencia Broadus, contact information if you would, please.
Oh, yes, 816-612-1083. And I'll just share our focus right now is we want young people, parents, families to call us if you have a young person interested in some summer employment. That is our focus now, for the next couple of months, to make sure that we're getting people signed up and everything.
Yes,
So
yes,
that we can
yes.
help them make it happen.
Thank you so very, very much.
816-612-1083. You are welcome. You're welcome.
God bless you, and thank you, and God bless Nicole Ursery for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Cole.
And
You're welcome.
you will be asked to come back again and frequently.
Yes, sir.
This is Wave Your Grades, KUAW.org. We have heard from Nicole Ursery, 10th grader, and on her way to Florida State.
Florida State.
Attorney Valencia Broadus, Smart Club, and various other endeavors. And once again, blessings to you and your family.
Thank
This is Wave Your Grades. My name is Carl Boyd. And to students across the USA, your Students for Boots message for this day, April 2nd, once again, after battlefields torn and shaken, your excellence is worth all they've taken. Gracious God and wonderful Wanda, I'm on my way home.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Boyd.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yep.
Nicole. Wow. And thank you, Louis George Walker, and for posting the cover of the book, Morning Messages. Stutzforboots@gmail.com.